Hey everyone, how's it going? It is Ross, and I'm going to be answering today how to approach or help a blind person in public. So if you guys like this video, feel free to hit a like and comment down below. Before I get into the video, I just wanted to apologize for not uploading recently. I feel like I've been saying this a lot in the past, but it's just the reality of the situation that I am unlucky because I've been sick with a sinus infection, I've had other personal things go on, and then I had the flu last week, so it's been rough. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. So first off, the things you don't want to do with a blind person in public. The first thing you really don't want to do, and I would say probably one of the biggest things, is grab a blind person when they're trying to get somewhere. You know, I feel like this is kind of self-explanatory. You know, sighted people may think, oh, well, yeah, I wouldn't want to be grabbed either. But for me, at least, it's a lot more complicated than that, because something as simple as using a cane or even using a guide dog takes a lot of concentration. You know, listening to the sound, your surroundings of the environment, like feeling all the vibrations with your cane, or feeling the signals or cues that your dog is giving you on where to go. Stuff like that. And so when I'm walking somewhere and someone comes up and says, hey, I think you're trying to go this way, and they grab me, or they grab my cane, or grab Dixie's leash, that's bad. That's really, really bad. Not only is it an invasion of my personal space, but it's also it's a way to disorient me as well as any other blind person, because I'm on this straight path. I know where I'm going. It may not look like know where I'm going, but I do. And then some person comes along and basically sets me off my course, and is really, really disorienting. So I would say that's the first thing you don't want to do. The second thing, and by the way, these aren't ordered in any particular reason, but the second thing you don't want to do when trying to help out or approach a blind person is be insistent. You know, if someone looks lost, it's totally okay to go up to them and be like, hey, do you need help? And if they say no, just leave it at that. If they say no, just leave. I've had so many people, you know, try to help me when I clearly don't need it. Like, an example, this happened to me a couple weeks ago. It was a couple weeks ago. I was selling my old iPhone to a friend, and so I said, meet me in the lobby over here. And so while I was waiting for him, he wasn't showing up, and so I decided to call him. Turns out he was in the cafeteria, but I decided, while I was on the phone with him trying to figure out where he was, some guy that I didn't even know came up and said, hey, do you need to sit in my chair over here? And you know, normally I would say that's a really kind gesture, but considering that I didn't look lost, I was clearly a resident of the Olympic Training Center, and I was on the phone, and then some guy feels like because I'm blind, I need help. It honestly, it didn't upset me, but it annoyed me. I just said, sir, no, I do not need help. Please, I'm on the phone. Like, I didn't, you know, like curse him out or yell at him or anything, but it's like, what part does it look like I need help? I find something like that very strange. You know, maybe sighted people could give some insight on that, because when you encounter it so often, people go, do you need help with this? Do you need help with that? Eventually it gets overwhelming. It's like, no, let me do what I need to do. The next thing that is really not good to do, I guess is similar to, you know, insisting that someone needs help, is just helping when it's not needed at all whatsoever. I pretty much covered this just now, but I could go into it a bit more. This happened to me a couple days ago, actually. I was in the cafeteria walking around getting my food and all my food and drinks and all that, and I was just waiting in line to order from the grill, and some guy started, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, he started grabbing my hands and pulling me towards the front of the grill and said, hey, here's the grill's over here, blah blah. And again, I jerked my hand away and was like, what? This time it completely annoyed me, because like it seems like it happens to me over and over again. And I said to him, why does it look like I need help? I'm just waiting in line, waiting to order my food. And then he backed off briefly. I got my food, I went to go get my drink, and then they started, I don't know if it was the same guy or a different guy, started trying to help me with my drinks, telling me what my drinks were and all that, while I'm trying to talk to a friend, and it is another way to disorient me. And I clearly pointed out to the drink machine, and I said, look, there's Braille right here. And again, I was clearly a resident. I always keep my badge around my neck. Not a lot of people do, but I do, just because it's more convenient that way. So I was definitely, he couldn't mistake me for just a visitor, which I would imagine that he was a visitor. But stuff like that, you know, like, just trying to help when it's not needed really disorients me and probably a lot of other blind people. Now the question is, what do you do to help a blind person? So the first thing you want to do, and I don't blame anyone for not thinking of this, because it's kind of, I think it would vary from blind person to blind person, but this is how it is for me. You know, sometimes I'll be really in my thoughts, not paying attention to my surroundings, and then someone will make a slight noise right by me. It'll make me jump. I'll be like, oh my gosh, and then it turns into like a sort of awkward, oh, I'm sorry, no, it's okay, blah blah blah, like that kind of thing. So I would just say that, you know, if you see that a blind person is going to be walking near you, before they get right next to you, make just a small sound, not something like, oh, I'm right here, but just clearing your throat, or just slightly shift out of the way. That way, if they come right by you, they don't brush against you and then freak out because, you know, they didn't know a person was there. The next thing I would say is, you know, I guess I almost presented this video as in don't help blind people at all, but that's far from the case. There are ways to help a blind person without being too intrusive, you know, because there are some cases where you'll see a blind person that is clearly lost. Like, we're not perfect. It's not like we know where we're going all the time. Sometimes we get disoriented. And if you clearly see a blind person who may, I don't know, have like a confused expression on their face, or they keep stopping to check their environment, you know, you can go up and be like, hey, are you lost? Do you need help? Don't like yell at them from across the road or from across wherever you are. Like, hey, you, do you need help? Blah blah blah. Like, that's it's rude and aggressive, and B, it's probably kind of embarrassing. At least for me, you know, if I know where I'm going, but then on the one off chance that, you know, I get turned around and someone yells from across wherever I am. I don't know why I'm having trouble thinking of a place to yell across from. But if someone's yelling across, hey, you need to go that way, go that, no, don't do that. Don't be like, go this way, now go that way, go that way. Just calmly walk up to the person, maybe just a slight touch on the shoulder. Don't grab them. Do not grab them. Don't grab their cane. Don't grab their dog. Don't grab their wrist. No grabbing. Just a slight touch like that. Like, just not really slow like that. Like, oh gosh, they're gonna explode. But more like, just, hey, do you need help? Or, hey, are you lost? Like, stuff like that goes a long way. And then from there, if they say yes, don't grab them and then start pulling them. Say, okay, how would you want me to guide you? Or, you know, if they're a bit more outgoing, they'll say, okay, I just want to hold on to your elbow and I'm trying to find this place. Stuff like that goes a long way. Like, I can't even describe it when there isn't a person who's aggressive or intrusive or insistent. Just a good Samaritan who doesn't make you feel uncomfortable will make that person's day. It's similar to like walking on the sidewalk and just smiling to someone. Like, that will make someone's day. But that's pretty much it. Like, I guess you can't, there's no clear-cut way on helping a blind person, but there is a clear-cut way on how not to help a blind person and how to tick a blind person off, for sure. That'll pretty much be it for today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And, you know, blind people who watch this channel, feel free to chime in on the comments as well on what things you like or dislike. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.